It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Most of us are caught in the financial trap of life, working in the jobs that has lost its shine with the time. But the AMIs and rent is lurking from behind our back and pushing us to keep working. What happened? Got too real for you? Well, welcome to the rat race. This is where you are in the endless pursuit of chasing something, whether that be money, success, a promotion, status, or just trying to be one up than the next person. The problem with this rat race is that you often end up financially trapped and lose control over the whole idea of money and life. Now you are on a crazy work routine and try to catch up on the life just on weekends. But before you know it, Monday is staring at your face, ready to repeat the entire cycle once again. Then once in a while you take that vacation and try to relax and break away from everything routine. So my question for you is, how long have you been stuck in that rat race? And more importantly, how much longer do you want to stay? I myself have done job only 3 years of my life, but I tell you, even though the work area was quite fun, I hated the idea of somebody else owning my time like that. I hardly took off days, forget about vacations, and kept receiving enough money to just sustain somehow in life. But I was desperate to learn the business and to have at least some money in my pocket, so I continued day after day. I would work 10 to 11 hours of my shift and then some more to earn extra income. And by the end of the day, I would take 90-minute bus ride to my rented place, which was infested by the rats. In desperate attempt to understand how my life is going to look after 10 or 20 years, I looked around me and saw my friends, colleagues doing the same and continuing on and upgrading their lifestyle with every promotion. But my needle got stuck completely to the idea of somebody else owning my time, and hence me. So I decided to reclaim my time and started working towards it like a maniac. So today in the episode of My Money Universe, we are going to explore those 4 ways through which I am trying to escape the rat race. Number 1. Minimize your expenses. The first and most important thing to do in your life to escape rat race is to minimize your expenses. Remember, in life, either you can have a lot of things or you can do a lot of things. Before purchasing any material possessions in life, you have to pay attention to 2 things. Number 1, how much this is costing you money wise. And number 2, how much that is costing you time wise. Because if you want to have more freedom in life, you cannot spend all your money or all your time on things rather than experiences. Now here you need to figure out what kind of person are you. Are you somebody who feels happier by owning better car than your colleagues or friends, or are you into traveling the world and all? Things versus expenses, money versus time. Figure out. If you are like me and you prefer experiences, then whenever you buy anything, just think how many hours you need to work to get the amount to buy that thing. If you want to buy a phone worth 40,000 rupees and your salary is 40,000 per month, then your whole month of slogging in office was just for that phone. Training your mind to think like this will definitely give you a better perspective of how and where to spend your hard-earned money. So when I decided to get out of the rat race, I cut my expenses to bare minimum. I would never take a cab and just take bus everywhere. I would make food and have it at home instead of going out to restaurants. I watched movies at my laptop without going to multiplex in those years, and many things like these became part of who I am and what I'm trying to achieve in life. So if you are looking to escape the rat race, your very first step is to get rid of things that no longer serve you, like having membership to a streaming platform that you hardly ever watch. The second step that you need to do to escape the rat race is to figure out how to earn location independent income, as known as work from home these days. Because even if you have super low monthly expenses, if you still have to go to a job 5 days per week and work in an office, well, you are not really free at that point because you still have to go to this location to actually earn money. Now, one good thing about this whole global pandemic that is going on right now is that it has shifted the work environment from having most people working in offices to having more remote workers than ever. Because if you are not stuck working at a given location, you can pretty much do your work from anywhere in the world. For example, if you're working in a bank as a cashier, then you cannot be in Australia while working because you need to be physically in the bank to work. So your goal here is to figure out a way that you can make money without being stuck in one location at a time. So if your job allows you to do this, you already have this checked off. And if it doesn't, it might be time to find a different job that allows you to work remotely or find other ways of making money outside of actively working in a job. Doing this will not only give you an opportunity to have more experiences of different places in India, in world, but it will also help you with the first point we just discussed, minimizing your expenses. If you live in Bangalore or Bombay or cities like this, then you know how expensive the houses can be there. But if your job allows you to be location free, then you can still do the same job sitting at beach in Goa or Kerala, or being in the mountains, or maybe just at your parents' home. And plus, you don't have to worry about commute and traffic and the EMIs of that car. Overall, it can save you around 20 to 45% of monthly expenses. Next that I had in my plan was to figure out how to build up an asset for myself that will help me in optimizing my skills to 100%, and I can reap the benefit of it also 100%. And this can happen only if you own that asset. So I decided to build my business. Now when we say business, it sounds all tough and far-fetched to all salaried people, and it is kind of, especially if you're somebody who is used to of doing work according to what you have been told, like how as a kid you have been told in school by teachers what to do, in home by your parents, and same now in office by your boss. But this also takes away a part of your hard-earned money from you. You have goal of getting 50 lakhs of project, and then you will be paid some 7 lakh for it, and the rest goes to company. And I hated this idea. I wanted something that is my baby and I will get 100% of its result. So same goes for you. Doesn't matter what kind of sector or job you are in, you can always use that knowledge to leverage to build up a business of its own. Like a friend of mine who was an arts graduate and was working a measly paid job. He started his business of consulting friends in their businesses regarding the look of the company, and all that he did free. Soon his reputation spread to places and people started paying him money, and later he quit his job and now he is making over 20 times of what he was making in his job. So try this out. Of course there is no guarantee, and of course there is a good chance that you might fail, but if you succeed, it will take you to places. You will finally have an asset that maximizes your earning potential. Doesn't matter which field you belong to or how boring you think it is. And now the final one. If you have achieved the first three, minimizing your expenses, getting location free income, building your own asset, then fourth one is the last shot that will completely take you out of the rat race. And you will never have to work again, and that is the last straw of this equation, to where you no longer even need to really work as a means of deriving income, and that is making passive income. For most people, especially when you go through the traditional schooling system in India, you are raised in this mindset that in order to make money, you need to have a job, and jobs typically have you working a set number of days at a given location for this number of hours per day. And this idea is so solidly punched in our brains that we never even question it really. But if you are able to escape the rat race, following those examples I covered in this video, and then if you have minimized your expenses to where you have surplus income that you can invest consistently month after month from the starting of your career, it's quite possible to replace that active income with passive income one day, or earning money from the assets that you already have built over your career, be it commercial real estate like shops and all, or anything else, rather than going out there and getting a job. And this is something I have done myself over the last couple of years of running my own business. While I have spent some money on cool experiences and things that I have wanted, I have taken the majority of my money and I have set it aside into investments like mutual funds, direct stocks, and different things like that, on which I will make a different video later. Following these 4 steps helped me in inching a little more towards escaping the rat race. I still have long way to go. I have minimized my expenses to a good level, and my business allows me to be location free for a few days in a week, but not totally. And also I have built up a little assets of my own like stock portfolio and small businesses, which are not much but better than what I could have done in job. I'm certainly not advocating on sitting around and being lazy and doing nothing, but I totally believe that this life is much more than spending time in cubicle to earn exactly for the hours that you're working for. Money is like a shackle on your feet. It's your responsibility that you make yourself free by accumulating it well and getting control over it. With that thought, I will see you in next video. Subscribe to the channel to follow me in this beautiful journey, and press the like button if this video helped you in any way. My Money Universe.